Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. And on the show today, we have Ravi. Ravi is the CEO of Kyxstart. And Ravi, thank you for joining today. Thanks for your time. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, Ravi Bijlani, founder and CEO of Kyxstart. I would say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you guys are listening to this. Before I talk about me or anything, let me start with painting a picture. Imagine you are sending money to your supplier, either overseas or domestic, and it vanishes into a fraudulent account. Or you're running a business and suddenly you see a lot of customers signing up, but guess what? They are bots in disguise. And this doesn't happen once or twice. This happens millions of times in a day. And if you think about it, it doesn't cost just money. Money is just a main or side effect of it. It's the trust. And today trust is broken. And that's why we have started Kickstart to fix it. And to fix that right now, what has happened is that current crop of vendors or current providers that are there, they have all created point solutions because this was all done as people were trying to learn the industry and also kind of keep up with the fraudsters. So it is a lot of hodgepodge, bloated workflows and a lot of patchwork along the way, which is by any sense, that's almost natural to happen. Me personally and my founders, we've spent last 2.5 decades, building identity solutions across 5 different continents. We've also been part of multiple Fortune 10 companies, being billions of dollars safely, securely, and in a much more authentic way. Kickstart is culmination of a lot of last 2.5 decades of thought process that across us at founding team we brought together, where we believe that global identity and global payment verification is broken, and that's what we are here to fix.
What were some of your, when did you start this? What were your target market?
Absolutely, Nilanjan. We've been at this for a while. So like we started working on this idea about 2 years back. And before this is kind of a step-by-step journey. I was part of a unicorn where we converted phone number into a national ID, but we did that domestically. But then we built an orchestration engine that was connecting all these point solutions that I was mentioning to
Hmm.
solve the entire digital journey. And we were able to, the company's name was SingularKey, that was sold to Ping Identity. And it was an amazing thing that we did. But we realized is that now with the advent of AI, all the focus is on data. And collecting all the data and making it very simple for organizers and enterprises to consume, it's a very big pain point. And then we said in that data subset, let's focus on identity and payments, because that's where a lot of investment is going in, and that's where the real pain point is the loudest over there. If you think about fintechs and everything, fraud is growing double digits. It's almost 60% year over year. It's growing, and the spend to stop that fraud is also growing at 30-40% year over year. So that's where the pain is loudest. That's why we thought we'd solve that problem. As far as your second question, how did we get our first customer? Since, like I said, there is an exact pain point out there. We knew who the customers are, and we are kind of very laser focused. And a lot of also it comes on building the trust in the market. All of my founders are considered the thought leaders in the market, and
Okay.
we've done tremendous amount of work, solved some very very difficult problems, and now we have taken up a task of solving global identity and payments verification.
So you're mostly in the B2B space, right? With,
we, we
with big finance fintechs?
Yeah. So, you can think about anybody that does business with a consumer or a business and that moves money, it can be our customer. But, instead of solving world hunger, we said, let's focus on where the pain is loudest. It's in fintech, it's in e-commerce, and it's in payments industry. That's or money remittance slash payments, money movers industry rather. I think money movers is the right term right now. So that's where the pain is loudest. And we really not only want to solve the fraud problem, which will be pretty amazing, which we are doing it time and again. But we also want to make trust invisible. So Nilanjan, when you go to an e-commerce site, you shouldn't be thinking, should I buy this whatever product that you're buying? Is a second end result of that is my data and my financial information ending up on dark web. That shouldn't be the case.
Like even in your previous startups, you were you were working on the similar platforms, right?
I have been in this space for last give or take 20 years. I've had multiple patents. I was at Equifax. We were creating an amazing product which was going to be a single identity for anybody to log on to any banks, what have you. From there, I joined Prove Identity, which I was one of the early employees over there, and we created a unicorn out of that. Then I was part of SingularKey, which we sold to Ping Identity, and then here we are. We started Kickstart, and to solve a very real problem again.
Excellent. My next question was, with the advent of AI, data is more vulnerable now. We need to protect our data even more than ever before. So, how is AI helping you in compared to your previous engagements?
Yeah, a lot of people will put out there and they put a white paper of, around AI, how is AI being used? Let's just be honest. AI has been used primarily for fraudulent purposes. A lot of that, you know, other than the good stuff around UX and what have you, the way we are using AI is that we have created identity verification as context based verification. So, for example, everybody talks about agentic AI. I don't think anybody, not many people know exactly what agentic AI is or it is going to become, but it's all about two bots talking to each other, right? But if you think about it, when the two bots are going to talk to each other, they have to know who do they represent, what entity they represent, and they have to find a way easily to share credentials. Hey, I'm this company and I am this entity. And to share those credentials, they have to be global in nature, and they have to be able to figure out frictionlessly that this is Ravi, this is Nilanjan, and by the way, I'm XYZ company, and that's what I'm doing. So we really have created a forward-leaning solution where all these agentic AI platforms can consume our services to really build something that we are calling it know your agent. So as the agent is building, if the agent is representing business, we can help them verify or create credentials for those businesses. And if the agent is representing consumer, then we can do the similar thing. And we can really help agentic AI kind of, you can talk about building in commerce to do commerce easily on a platform. That's what we are here for.
Excellent. Any challenges that you want to call out that you faced, like, just in general, whether it's operation or in scaling, or any difficulties that you faced?
Yeah. So in the past, what we or what traditionally any new founder or any new startup would do is that let's go find that smaller customer. Let's learn with the customer. The advantage and the disadvantage that we had here was that we knew the problem. So what we did was, and then since this Kickstart is completely founder funded, as of now, we have complete control over our direction and we know what pain points that we want to solve for because we come from that industry. So the only hurdle that we had was that we had to be very patient to build this entire solution before we go to market out there. Even though we did that, we also along the side had some early entrants or adapters of
Yeah.
our custom or early customers that we had that adapted our solution and saw tremendous amount of benefits, and then slowly we grew to where we are. So as of today, we have some of the larger customers. We are growing and we are exponentially growing globally. One other pain point that we had was that if we have to be global, we have to connect to a lot of data sources, right? So we had to build a platform in such a way that we can start adding any new data source at an astronomical pace, not in weeks, not in days, but pretty quickly. So we put in a lot of time and energy in building platform that can help us add new data sources at a very fast pace.
What are your plans for the rest for the of the year? Anything specific that you are targeting of small businesses?
Absolutely. Nilanjan, great point from our side. Right now, we are really focused on onboarding all our existing, you can call it new customers and existing customers, adding and expanding our footprint inside as part of their solutions as well. But what I want to do is right now the conference season is starting, as we all know, starting October. A bunch of conferences, Money 2020, FinTech. I think it's a fintech fall in New York, and then there are some other organizational conferences that we are going in. I would highly recommend a lot of fintechs that are actually facing the pain point. Some, because we do know, as we read, fraud is no longer a niche; it's a front page news. Every day we hear about it. So I'm assuming financial institutions would be excited about a new, companies like Kickstart that can help them solve the pain points. The other thing that we are doing, by the end of the year, we are gonna add, at least 100 new data sources across the globe to enhance our reach and our coverage as well. And then, we are enhancing our current product. You must have heard of KYC. You must have heard of,
Yeah.
we have a new product that we're calling it KYP, Know Your Payer and Know Your Payee. So we're going to add some enhancements to that where we can now verify name to a debit card number, name to a credit card number, name to bank account and routing number. But we are now also going ahead and adding, you can call it a programmable match, but really doing a hard match. And one other thing that we're also doing is we're building our own data asset across the geographies. US is pretty much solved for, but we're building our data asset across the globe. We're calling it KyxIQ. So we are right now, as of now, raising $3 million in safe so that we can take that capital and start enhancing our own data asset and spend a lot of that capital on data asset, and also lock in some leadership to help scale go to market for Kickstart.
Wow. Wow, that's tremendous. So is it, I mean, I know you are at a point where you're kind of very established, and people know you and in the fintech world, and you've been doing this for a while. But for new customers, what channels do you use? Like, are you using LinkedIn, or is it through reference, through case studies? How are you doing it?
It has been primarily all outbound from me, right? And it's all been reference customers. And we are using LinkedIn almost extensively to reach out, and also, like any traditional marketing that people do, is going and speaking at conferences, attending conferences. But we are also right now offering, for any startup that's out there, no monthly minimums and first 100 transactions on us. Anybody, the sign up page is on our website, and I can share that with you, so you can put it in your
Okay.
podcast notes as well. But yeah, that's one other thing that we want to do is that we want to make sure that identity verification and payment verification should be easy. It should be accessible. We know what Plaid did for financial, whatever, financial exposing or open banking. We know what Stripe did for payments. We are creating a new category and we're calling it identity payments. And we really are the market leader because, we have the first movers advantage, or we are the only solution provider that not only verifies the identity, but then it connects to your payment instrument. We want to offer that to all the early startups or late stage startups who are facing the pain point of fraud
Mm.
and are also facing the pain point where they're losing customers because of stopping the fraud. They're adding a lot of friction during their onboarding or during their e-commerce transactions.
Very good. Any onboarding? You had any onboarding challenges in the journey, or it's easy to onboard currently what you have in the platform?
Yeah, so onboarding for customers on our platform is extremely simple. Like I said, you go fill up that form, you will get your credentials in your email,
Okay.
and it should be very seamless. But what onboarding solutions that we are offering to the startups is that for them, if they are going out there and marketing to 100 customers that come on their website, that's a significant spend. And if they show them a form or show them a frictionful onboarding experience, they are kind of throwing their money in a dustbin. And then on top of that, if they have traditional methods to do payments, they are also getting exposed to a bunch of fraud. So we are addressing all of that through single API under one programmable umbrella. So if they integrate with us, they can use our solution called Prefill, where all you do is give us your phone number and date of birth. We can return all the name, address, in financial cases, SSN, and your last 10 addresses, last three addresses, last three phone numbers, a very detailed information. And we have also connected, one very interesting thing is that we've also connected linked accounts. By that, what I mean is that if you give us your phone number, we can figure out, do you have a LinkedIn account? Do you have a WhatsApp account? So it removes the bot or not effect, because
Wow.
if we can make fraudsters' life difficult to emulate Nilanjan's identity right at the entry point, I think we have really done our job right.
And what is your user base right now? You said it's a subscription model. So for enterprise, is it per license, or is it a subscription model but different tiers for consumers and enterprises?
Absolutely. It's a B2B SaaS model, Nilanjan, where we are for young companies, like I said, absolutely, just come and file. But for enterprises that have significant volume, they want to take advantage of, good pricing. We will work with them and will give them very competitive pricing.
Got
Again, just want to put it out there that since we go direct to the sources, we don't have 3, 4 layers of data sources in the middle. We get the economies of benefit of connecting direct to the data source, and we pass on those savings to our customer. So we are very cost lucrative to most of our customers. And our current customer base is money remittance organizations, payment organizations, payment gateways, some of the brokerage organizations, also, some of the bureaus that are working with us directly.
Glad to hear that. Very insightful. Thanks for all the information that you provided and shared with the viewers today. Can you share your channels and your LinkedIn and your website details so that they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. You guys, anybody can reach out to us at kickstart.ai or kickstart.com. Also, you can reach out to me personally, Ravi@kickstart.com, or just send me an email. Happy to connect with you guys, or send it to sales@kickstart.com. The other way, you can also look us up on LinkedIn. Just type in Kickstart. We are the only KYX start company out there. Also, we are on Twitter, KYX_start_AI. And we are posting some thought leadership articles. We have multiple blogs on our website that you can look up. We do talk about existing regulations or the new regulations. We keep a close eye on that. If there are financial institutions listening to this, they want to know more about it, absolutely go check us out and you'll get a wealth of information back. We do have a Kickstart bot on our website. That's our agentic AI part, where you can talk to the bot and get as much details about our APIs and our integration time and match rates and so on and so forth. A lot of details can be acquired via that as well.
One last question. What would you like to tell to young entrepreneurs who are in their startup phase?
Yeah, based on last 3 journeys, what I've learned is, and this is gonna sound very cliche, but it's so true. If you have an idea, you have to go ahead and do it. Getting an opinion of a lot of experts is a way, kind of looking for an excuse why not to do it. If the young entrepreneurs see a pain point, if they know they want to solve it, obviously not everybody's going to know the solution, how to solve it, but as long as you're passionate about the problem and and then the last thing but not the least is perseverance, right? Like if you are gonna, if you have to do it, you have to go all in. And by all in, I mean is that it's until the last penny that you have left in your bank account, or pretty much everything that you have. If you're not willing to risk for that, this may not entrepreneurship may not be for you. But if you really, feel like you can give up, you can do 18-hour days and give up all the sleep, sacrifice any of your birthdays or what have you, none of those days matter. Only your mission matters. I think that's what is key. And it really helps if you are not young, or doesn't matter at any age group that you are. You have to make a pact to yourself that there is a lot of sacrifice. I don't even know if that's sacrifice, but that's what people call it. I personally believe if you have a mission and you are passionate about it, just keep doing, and look one day at a time. One day at a time.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your time today, Ravi.
Absolutely.
For joining the show, and please like and subscribe if you are more interested in such contents. Appreciate all of you joining. Thank you.
Thanks all. Bye.